And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today's video is going to be about Masterful modding. This will be a series of videos that I'll be making to help all of you guys out with your modding recommendations for all of your characters that you have on your SWGOH account. Today specifically, we're going to be talking about health and what characters need health above all else. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video, everybody. So first and foremost here, we're going to take a look at the top 10. Now, these are not necessarily in any particular order for this top 10. It's just the top 10 that I think need health more than anything else. You'll have to pardon my dog in the background. He's decided he wants to play. So first and foremost, we're going to start with Grievous. So Grievous here, I'm sure many of you know, just screams for health. All of his entire abilities in terms of damage are based on health. So he's actually one of the unique characters where it doesn't matter what his offense is. It has no impact on the damage output that he's going to have. Everything that he has in terms of damage is purely based on health. Now, crit damage is not a bad thing to have. You'll see on my triangle here that I do have critical damage increased on that. It's kind of a little bit of a hit or miss as to whether that's any better than having health. I just prefer crit damage personally because his crit chance is so insanely high. You'll see it's got 93.35, and that's really with me not trying at all, quite frankly. So Grievous is definitely one you really want health. Not only is he going to hit harder if he has more health, but obviously he's even more tanky then. It becomes much more difficult to kill Grievous. So absolutely great character to really give all of your health mods to. You can see I've worked pretty hard on him to get his health up. Character number 2, General Kenobi. Now, he really requires health mostly because of the team that you have him in. So there's kind of an asterisk with this. If you are not running Kenobi with either Padme or JMK, this may not apply as strongly to you. So that would be pretty beginning, early game type players. But if you are a mid-game player and you've got Padme, you definitely want him modded for health. Certainly if you're an end-game player, or even mid-game player if you've got a really focused roster, and you want to focus on putting him with JMK, which is definitely where he's best at, then you want health. All of that protection up that we have through both of those teams in particular, you want loads and loads and loads of health. Now you can see the mods that I have on him, I actually haven't worked on those significantly, primarily because the secondaries that I have with these health mods are not that amazing. These are mods that I put on just primarily because it has a ton of health to go along with it. And you can actually see this one I need to work on a little bit because that's not the best example there. And actually you guys can see that really, no, wow. Well, apparently I need to go back in and reevaluate this because these two mods are not the best. Dang. You'll see the other ones though, all of my primaries here are health, folks, with the exception of the speed, and this one, the secondary, you can see is pretty good. I can't believe, man, that's a weak mod game on my part, folks. Jeez, I just got caught in the act. Don't be like me, guys. Listen to what I say, not what I do. Kenobi wants health. Give him lots and loads of health. Character number 3. Now, this is a relatively new character. You guys may not have him at this point, but if you do get him, Malgus, you want lots and lots of health on him. He will stack his health. His health will continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And his damage in his special Dark Deception does damage based on his health. So he's kind of like Grievous in that regard. But the big difference is that Grievous always does damage based on what his health is at all times. Whereas Dark Deception, with Malgus, his health pool increases. So the more his health pool increases throughout the battle, the more damage this special is going to do. So he actually gets stronger and thicker over time. So again, you can see I've worked a lot more on his mods. I've got his health up pretty solid through all of my mod work. 139,000 health. Certainly nothing to scoff at. I guess I didn't show you guys my Grievous or my Kenobi here. Kenobi's 110. Like I said, he's a little on the light side. I need to work on those two mods apparently. And Grievous is at 148,000. So pretty solid between those three in particular. We mentioned earlier with Kenobi, Padme is another great one that you want loads and loads and loads of health on. With her kit, She really, really helps a lot with this protection up that we get, which is so weird. I don't understand it, but protection up is based off of health. Don't ask me, talk to CG. But with her kit, especially her leadership kit here, she gives everybody 50% max health. So the more health you have, the better off you're going to be in the long run. Plus, like I said, with that protection up, you're getting loads of health with that based off of her. You can see I've got some of mine upgraded. I actually have held off on these two, mostly because, I'll be honest with you guys, I just don't like these mods very much. And I haven't really found ones that I felt are worth increasing that much. This one I might actually take up at this point, because that's not terrible. This one, though, I still don't like that much. I'll probably try to find something that's a little bit better than that. Just to show you, her health is at 99,000. And again, that's with me not really working that heavily on Padme. She's kind of become a secondary character for me at this point. But if you're mid-game, you definitely want to focus on her. She's very, very good. Jolie Bindo is our 5th character here that really, really, really wants health. Loads and loads of health. Same idea. He gets lots of protection up if you have him with Yoda. If you have him under a JML lead, he gets a lot of protection up as well through different characters that we might have. With all that protection up, again, that is based off of health, so that's very good. You also want him to have loads of health because of the fact that, one, as the protection starts to wear down, he's going to be the last man standing. You want him to be able to hold up and be very, very thick and very hard to kill. So you just want to load this guy up with as much health as possible. The other thing is here too, it says recover 30% health on his basic. So that's another big advantage of him having a ton of health. He's going to heal himself up very, very quickly if you have loads and loads of health on him. So again, just another great character. Definitely want loads of health on him. Again, I'll show you guys what I've got on him. It's 95,000. And again, he doesn't have my best mods at this point. You can see I still have one here that I would like to work on. It's another case kind of like Padme, where I'm just not in love with this mod per se. It's something that I would still like to get a better mod to take up all the way into 6 dot. But let's go ahead and move into our next group of 5. And start with Old Daka. Old Daka is probably one of my favorite characters in terms of kind of an off-meta modding. She is so thick and continues to get thicker and thicker and thicker. Kind of like Malgus. Malgus continues to build that health pool, and it gets bigger and bigger throughout the battle. Daka is the same way. Every time somebody dies, she keeps gaining more and more and more health. So you can see down here, when another ally is revived while Old Daka is active, the revived ally gains 20% turn meter, blah, 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 blah. And more importantly, and Old Daka gains 10% max health stacking until the end of the encounter. Now, you guys know, if you did the Sith raid back in the day, that this is super important. The whole Night Sister cheese worked super well, mostly because Daka just got so thick that you couldn't kill her, essentially. It's the same thing is true here, folks. She will just get ridiculously thick, and it's extremely hard to kill her. She works so well. She's obviously used in a Night Sister team if you're kind of mid-range. If you've got Slicker, she's a lot of times used in combination with Slicker and Zombie to have a really good counter to some other GLs. And again, let me show you what we've got here for her. She's at 127,000 health. And same thing, I don't have her super heavily modded out. You can see that some of it I do. She does have far better health mods than Kenobi, for instance. My Kenobi does not have as strong of health mods as Daka does. Mostly because he's not as important in health as what Daka is, in my opinion. Kenobi is good to have health on, not absolutely vital like Daka. Alright, next one, Barriss Offee. Another character that it totally makes sense to have tons and tons and tons of health on her. For a couple of different reasons. Deal physical damage to target enemy with a 45% chance all allies to recover 6% of Barriss Offee's max health. So again, just another reason. Not only is she going to be healing people, and she's going to be giving other people tankiness, but she also is going to heal them on her basic. So this is very similar to Jolie. Jolie heals himself with his basic based on his max health, whereas Barriss heals her team based off of her max health. So again, another character that's really good. You can see that I've kind of started the process with her. Again, she's not up in the elite standing yet with her. She's kind of like Kenobi. It's good to have health on her. but it's not as essential as someone like Daka or Malgus or Grievous per se, those kinds of characters. Again, we'll do a quick check-in so you guys can see what she's got. She's got 116,000 health. Again, not bad. Pretty decent. All right, next up, we've got number 8 on our list, Maul. No, not Darth Maul, regular old Maul. Part of the reason he's so important in terms of health is the fact that, one, under Lord Vader converts everybody to health. So you get a huge advantage if you're running him under Lord Vader. Now, a lot of people that run him separately in like a Mandalorian team will have him modded for offense in addition to health. Currently, I have him set up purely for health. That's largely because of the fact I would prefer to have my offensive mods elsewhere on people that are a little more offense-centric and don't benefit as much from health. The other big factor that really makes Maul hit super hard with the health is his crushing blow here. And this applies to more than just the crushing blow, but specifically Anguish is where this effect is happening. It says takes damage at the start of their turn equal to 2% of their max health. So that's Maul at this point. For each stack of Anguish, and gains that much offense until the end of their turn. This character can't be defeated by this damage. So Maul is essentially going to gain offense equal to that health percentage that he has. So the bigger his health pool, the more stacking offense he's going to get. So he's a character, again, where it's good to have health on him. I wouldn't necessarily say it's essential like someone like Daka or Grievous or Malgus, but definitely someone that you're going to want to put health on. It is very, very important. All right, number 9 on our list, Vandor Chewbacca. So the way Vandor works here is that basically you want him to be super thick so that he can stay alive and he can constantly revive his teammates, especially under a dash lead. The big factor with this in particular is his unique called the Beast. Now, one of these, I think, is it the Beast or is it Furious Protector? Oh, no, it's Furious Protector that has the Zeta. So the Beast is not a Zeta. That's a nice little bonus here. But it says Chewbacca has 40% less max protection, but 80% more max health. So again, the more max health you've got from the beginning, the more benefit you're going to get from this unique that he has here. So just another reason to really have him totally loaded up with as much health as possible. You can see I've got some pretty decent mods on him. Again, another case where my triangles are terrible. Everybody has terrible triangles. We all know that. I just don't have one that I love. So I'm not willing to take that up to 6 dot just yet. You guys can see with his stats, he is at 79,000 health. So that's actually fairly weak. Not as good as I might like him to be, especially considering he's Relic 4. But it's an okay Vandor at this point. The rest of my dash team is not super great, so he's not a high priority just yet. All right, number 10 on our list is Wat Tambor. Wat is someone that is definitely going to benefit from loads and loads of health. You can see he actually probably has the worst mods out of everybody that I have on this list. Primarily because, I'll be honest with you, I don't use Wat with Grievous that often. So he doesn't benefit as much, or I should say the team doesn't benefit as much from him having a large health pool. I use him with C. So that's something to take into account here, folks. If you're using Wat with Grievous or in TBs, for instance, you do want to have lots of health on him. But if you're exclusively using him with like C, for instance, or you're using him for other off-meta counters, the health isn't as important with him. Okay, so Overseer, the unique here, at the start of battle, other Separatist and Dark Side droid allies gain max protection equal to 30% of Wat's max health. So like I said, this really is just for Separatists and Dark Side droids. If you're using him in kind of, off-meta things, like I said, with C, like I do, this won't apply. So there's not really a huge benefit here. But if you are using him with Separatists and Dark Side droids in particular, they're going to gain a huge amount of max protection because of his max health. So just another reason, on top of the fact that you get healed over time, to have his health really as high as possible. Now, per usual, I like to do kind of an extra honorable mention section here. So Wampa is another character that really benefits from having lots of health because he has that protection up mechanic. Definitely want to give him lots of health if possible. Talzin, and really just the Night Sisters in general, We talked about Daka in particular, really is the priority, but Talzin's another good one. If you can get her and all of the other Night Sisters just loads of health, really, really benefits them. And then Grandmaster Yoda, I actually used to have him modded heavily for offense, and I still have lots of offense on him. But now that I have JML and I'm running him under a JML lead, I find that it's far better to kind of shift his modding to more of a health-based modding, so he has more survivability, and you can just use JML's true damage to really put that damage output with Grandmaster Yoda here. So those are our top 10 plus our 3 honorable mentions, folks. If you liked what you saw today, feel free to go ahead and give me a like, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and obviously turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos that we make here. Last but not least, if there's anything I missed, or if you feel like there's another character that would be a great addition to this list, please make sure you guys leave a comment so that I know what you think would be a great idea moving forward in the future. Last but not least, if you'd like to catch us live during our GACs, go ahead and come on over into Twitch and or join us on Discord to chat it up some more. I'll have both of those links down below for you folks in the video description. All right, everybody. Catch you next time.